Hello, I'm glad to have you here and Happy New Year. Today I'm showing you an update of all the eyeshadows that have been panning. What you need to know is all the eyeshadows are selected to be eliminated from my collection, so I'm basically just panning them to get rid of them. And this is my second update. In the first update, I wrote out 3 out of the 4 shadows that I hate pan on. Yeah, I hate pan on 4 shadows in one update. It's epic. Go watch it if you have not yet already. I will have it linked in the description box. And I also have pan to show you in today's video. So let's start with the main course of today's video. These are the 6 shadows that I've been working on for the past 6 weeks. I'm gonna go through them in order. The first one is a matte white eyeshadow from the bomb that I wrote in from the previous update. This is how it looks like then. You can see the shadow is barely used. Compared to how it looks like now, I'm not sure if you can see, although I didn't hit pan on it, there is a dip that is starting to form, which is good because I did reach for this shadow 10 times since my last update. So far so good with this one. It might take me 2 more updates to hit pan this shadow, which is fine, I don't mind it. The second shadow is also from the bomb, and this is also its first update. This is how the shadow looks like when it was rolled in. It got a little bit used there already. Not much, just a little bit. I have reached for this shadow 17 times since my last update. And this is how this shadow looks like now. To my naked eye, I can tell the dip is getting deeper, but I'm not sure how well you will be able to tell because I did struggle a little bit to capture the dip with the camera. I have to say this shadow absolutely grew on me. Yeah, I love pairing it with this bronzy brown shadow from Kat-Von-D because the yellow hue this shadow has matches really well with this bronzy color. It also goes really well with the plump berry shade I have here. It gives a really nice contrast. That's how I was able to reach for it 17 times. I really loved using it as an inner corner highlight, experimenting and pairing it with different shadows. It was really fun. I even tried to use it all over the eyelid just as a light wash. It was great too. At this rate, I think it will take me maybe 2 more updates to hit pan this shadow, which is exciting. The next shadow here, this is the second round for this shadow. This shadow is from Sonic Kashik. I hit pan this shadow shortly after I started panning it, and this is how the shadow looks like from the previous update, where you can see I kind of already hit major pan on this shadow, but I didn't want to roll it out yet. I decided to give it another round, and since my last update, I have reached for this shadow 11 times, and this is how this shadow looks like now. Well, the pan definitely expanded, but not by much. However, I am ready to roll this shadow out, and that means getting rid of it, which makes this shadow the third shadow that I was able to successfully eliminate from my collection through panning. Moving on to the next shadow, this one's from the bomb. This is the first update for this shadow. I'm just gonna go through this one very quickly because I only reached for this shadow once. So there's pretty much no progress for this shadow. And that is because I've been focusing a lot on this clinic shadow that is also in this project. And this is the second update for this shadow. So this is how this shadow looks like when I first decided to roll it in, and how it looks like from the last update, where you should be able to see a very decent dip in the pan. I was already really close at hitting pan on that shadow from this point, and it took me just another 5 use to hit pan on this shadow. And after hitting pan on this shadow, I reached for this shadow another 4 times, and this is how this shadow looks like now. The pan absolutely expanded. It's looking like it got a lot of love, which it did. And I'm still loving it. So although this is already a very decent pan size, I'm not ready to roll it out just yet. I'm gonna give it just 1 more update. I'll be rolling this one out in the next update. Hopefully the pan size will be even juicier by the next update. Okay, the last shade here is this shimmer bronzy shade from Kat-Von-D. This is the first update for this shadow. You can see this shadow was barely touched when I first rolled it in. And I have used this shadow all over the eyelid for 15 times since I wrote it in, and this is how this shadow looks like now. Well, I think it might be very difficult to notice any difference from here, but I can definitely see a shallow dent with my naked eye. It is very subtle, but it's definitely there. However, 15 times all over the eyelid is a lot of usage. So with how subtle the difference is, it is definitely gonna take me a long time to hit pan on this shadow. This eyeshadow is definitely gonna be here for the long haul. At this moment, I can't even guess how long that will be. That is all the eyeshadow update. So I am rolling out 1 shadow, and I'm thinking to roll 2 shadows in, and that will give me 7 shadows in total. And I think I'm going to keep that number moving forward. The first shadow I'm rolling in today is this shimmer mauve color from Lancome. This is how this shadow looks like now. It has barely been touched. I don't have a good idea how I'm going to be playing with the shadow, but I will let you know how I enjoy it in the next update. I look forward to update you. The next shadow I'm rolling is a mid-tone brown from the Balm. It's kind of like a bronzer contour shade. And this is how the shadow looks like now. There's minimum usage on this shadow. For this shadow, I know for a fact it is very similar to the Bahama Mama bronzer. So I can hit pan on the shadow fairly quickly if I choose to use it as a bronzer. Although I don't think I'll be doing that just yet, but it is the option if I'm in any rush. So I'll see how the shadow progresses. That wraps up today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give me a thumbs up. Leave me a comment to let me know how you like this project, or if you have any feedback for me. And subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I have a lot of fun creative content coming up in this journey of curating my collection. If that's something you like and you like to stick around, definitely subscribe before you leave. I'd love to have you around. Don't forget to enjoy yourself. I will see you again. Bye bye.